Hi everyone, this is the fourth video of Business Ethics module. I am Murat Canbulut. So, in this video, we will be talking about the milestones for business ethics. Because so far, we made the definition of ethics. We just discussed the arguments or ethics, and then we come to a point that was business ethics. So we made the definition of business ethics, and now it's time to talk about the milestones for business ethics. After seeing the milestones for business ethics, then we will come to sustainability. It's a magic word for today's world in many industries, in many fields. That is a popular, hot topic, and we will be talking about it in this video. Then we will be talking about the need for global ethical standards. So we are living in a global world. So it means that we may need ethical standards in a global way, in a global perspective. Then it is going to take us to a point that to a very new topic, a new concept. It's called as corporate governance. We will define it and then we will see the characteristics of corporate governance. So what lead to corporate governance? That we didn't need corporate governance for some time, but after some events occurred that the corporate governance concepts started to exist in our lives, in the business life. So we are going to conclude the video with past and current examples for business ethics. So I'm going to share some companies. I'm going to show you some brands that they are dealing with. They are having some unethical behavior examples in today's business life. So what are the milestones for business ethics? So after experiencing these events, after having some trouble, after facing some problems, that's the importance of business ethics uh, is understood by many people, especially the organizations, especially the managers. The first thing uh, as a milestone for business ethics is economic crisis. So many unethical behavior uh, followed by the corporations led to economic crisis. So we will be talking about it in the further slides. So the second thing is inequality of income distribution also lead to economic crisis and problems worldwide. So it shows us the importance of business ethics. So if you pay attention to ethics in your corporations, in your organizations, then the probability of having problems will be decreasing in the long run. So inequality of income distribution is one of the results of behaving in an unethical way. So the third event is difficulty of access to clean water or access to education. So this problem is growing day by day worldwide. So these are also the results of the consequences of behaving in an unethical way. So the fifth thing is, I'm sorry, increasing pollution. So the increasing impact of climate change. So these are the consequences of behaving in an unethical way. So we have two milestones that led us to have a brand new concept, corporate governance. So after Lehman Brothers and Enron cases, so these are unfortunate cases, but fortunately, we should have a standard in the business life as corporate governance. I will be explaining corporate governance in the further slides. So why do we need global ethical standards? It's about sustainability. So all problems, all unfortunate cases we faced is a consequence of sustainability. So if we only think the short term, that most probably we are going to have many problems. Sustainability, as a hot topic, as a popular term, focuses on meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their standards. So the concept of sustainability is composed of three pillars: economic, environmental, and social. And all these three pillars are interdependent, all connected to each other. You cannot separate economic from environmental and environmental from social. All these three pillars should be connected to each other. These are also known informally as profits, economic pillar, planet, environmental pillar, social, uh, people, social pillar. So, as a common idea, sustainability is taught as environmentalism. But please remember, sustainability is not only environmentalism. It's also about economy, it's also social, it's also environment. So all these three pillars should be taught if we are talking about uh, and sustainability. So what about corporate governance? How can we define corporate governance? It's the rules, practices, processes, standards by which a company is directed and controlled that let us to behave that helps us to behave in an unethical way. So it helps us to meet the standards, ethical standards as much as possible. So, corporate governance involves balancing the interests of many stakeholders. So, who are the stakeholders of a company? Shareholders, management, customers, suppliers, financiaries, government, and the community. So, all these stakeholders, each stakeholder have different interests. So, the corporate governance help us to balance each stakeholder's interests. Okay, then you will be able to meet the standards and you're not going to behave in an unethical way. What about the characteristics of corporate governance? So the first thing is accountability. Corporate governance provides accountability. So it ensures the management is accountable to the board. It also ensures the board is accountable to the shareholders. So every actor is accountable to each other. So it helps you to meet the standards. It helps you to move in an ethical way. The second characteristic of corporate governance is fairness. It helps us to protect shareholder rights and it helps us to treat all shareholders, including minorities, equitably. So some shareholders have the minority shares in a company, but you cannot ignore their rights. You should be treating them equally. So if a shareholder has the 1% or less than 1% of the shares in a company, so the majority of the shareholder owners cannot ignore their existence. Okay, so what about the third item? It provides effective redress for violations. You cannot violate something in the company. The third characteristic of corporate governance is transparency. So it ensures timely, accurate disclosure on all material matters, including the financial situation, performance, ownership, and corporate governance. So if you have a quick search on Lehman Brothers cases, then you're going to see the main problem is the the transparency is not existing in those companies. It's about the financial situation is hidden from the shareholders, the stakeholders. So the fourth characteristic of corporate governance is independence. The procedures and structures are in place so as to minimize or avoid completely conflicts of interest. As I told you, each stakeholder has different interests. So you need to balance these interests in an efficient way. So the second item in independence is independent directors, advisors, auditors free from the influence of others. So you will be able to avoid the conflict of interest if every controller has free from the influence of others. So I also mentioned Lehman Brothers and Enron as milestones for business life, business ethics. But I have some other examples, some other companies that they are dealing with unethical behavior. So I'm suggesting, I highly recommend you to search them online, and you're going to see the stories, unethical stories of those companies. What about those companies? Facebook, British Petrol, FIFA, Volkswagen, and you most probably will find many other examples of with unethical stories. So in the next slides, it's going to be the final video of this module. We will be talking about the future of ethics. So we need to see the impact of advanced technology, and we're going to see the new actors of human life in the future, and we will be concluding the module with possible challenges in ethics in the future. So this is the end of video 4, and thanks for participating.